In our survey, we asked how many people are stacking, how many people are doing the Stamets stack. And I think 58% of the people who are stacking are using this combination of lion's mane. It's the mycelium, by the way, not the fruit bodies. Big difference. The mycelium augments neurogenesis. The fruit bodies do not. So make sure it's mycelium of lion's mane, niacin, nicotinic acid, the flushing form, not the non-flushing form, and then a microdose of psilocybin. Well, extraordinary result occurred. And what we found was simply this. With 55-plus-year-olds, there was an increase in the psychomotor skills of tapping from about 48 taps in 10 seconds to 69 after 30 days using the Stamets stack. With psilocybin alone or with any other form, no significance, no signal at all. I suspected that psilocybin causes neurogenesis. And I knew psilocybin made nicer people. It made me a nicer person. And a lot of people I know are much nicer post a big psilocybin trip. So I think this is, and the data supports this. But I knew that lion's mane causes remyelination on the axons of nerves. Many studies have come out on that. There's 4 clinical studies. I populate a website called mushroomreferences.com. So remyelination on the axons of nerves helps your signal transmission. Neurogenesis is what I suspected with psilocybin, even though it had not been reported. And then I used a nicotinic acid, the flushing form of niacin, because psilocybin is a vasoconstrictor. Psilocybin and niacin is a vasodilator. So I thought the larger the vessels, the more conduit of nutrients, neuronutrients coming through. And also, in neuropathies, oftentimes it present themselves as a deadening of the fingertips and toes. So I thought the vascular system could be improved, and neuropathies, present themselves as a deadening of the peripheral nervous system. And niacin causes you to itch and flush, and all your nerve endings are excited. I thought, well, that'd be great, and also for the reason as an aversive. How are you going to microdosing across the counter? Everybody would like to macrodose, or a lot of people would. So by adding niacin, if you haven't done 400 milligrams, 500 milligrams of niacin, try it. In 20 minutes, you'll start itching. So that combination is why I came up with that. And lo and behold, the significance that we found in the TAP test using the stack, the p-value of significance is 0.004. Now, to put this in context, at 0.05, there's 5 chances out of 100. It would be just random. A 0.004 is 1 chance out of 250 that this could be a false signal or a random signal. But now we have the cellular evidence with neuroreceptors called MAP kinases. These are proteins which are receptors, and if you activate these, then it causes neurogenesis. So we have massive results. We have psilocybin mushrooms with lion's mane and niacin causes neurogenesis. And think about how many people could be saved from not falling when they're older, better psychomotor skills. I think about how many guitar players or piano players can be digitally agile. And I think it's potentially a game changer. I think niacin is a catalyst for many of these compounds that affect neurological health. And ironically, if you go to clinicaltrials.gov right now, type in psilocybin, there's 100 clinical studies that have been registered at clinicaltrials.gov. 11 of them use niacin opposite psilocybin as a positive control. How could you have a placebo that's specific for 55-plus-year-olds that increases psychomotor benefits? I looked it up. There's 6 regions of the brain that are involved in tapping your 2 fingers. It's amazing. You have ideation, you have sight, you have feedback loop, you have the coordination, you have the cadence. It's extraordinarily complicated.